Good morning and welcome to our community spotlight. Today, I am so thrilled. We're going to be talking tourism and what's going on in Logan County. I've got Ben Vollrath, who's the executive director for the Logan County Chamber of Commerce. Hello, Ben.
Hey, Angie. Good to see you. How are you today?
Fantastic. So introduce this lovely lady that's sitting next to you.
I would love to. So, hello, Logan County. This is Emily Walters. Emily just joined us on Wednesday this week as our new Visitors Bureau Director. Many of you are familiar with Haley Labatt, and Haley transitioned to another job in our community. Excited for her with that. But we are now really pumped to have Emily joining the team and taking on the flag with our Visitors Bureau.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
So tell me about you and what you've been doing and what's kind of your background and what you look forward to.
Yeah, I have luckily been interning with Haley since January, so I've gotten very familiar with the Visitors Bureau, and I'm looking forward to, continuing what she was doing and moving forward with that momentum. But I grew up here in Logan County. I grew up around the lake, on the water, out at the beaches, enjoying all of our food, all of the events going on. So it's cool to see the side where you plan that stuff and getting to actually be a part of that more than just going to them. So I'm really excited about that. I love the whole county. I've always loved being here. I missed it when I was at school. I'm a senior at Kent State, so I spent the last 3-4 years up there, and coming home has been great. And just seeing everything that has grown and getting to continue to grow that stuff in the community.
So I want you to know that there's this really large concert event that happens at the lake that we would love to pull you in on.
We would love to get Emily involved with
Yes.
that. I mean, we have that here on display on our banner. But
Oh,
Rock
yes,
Lake
you
is
do.
a big deal for Logan County.
I never even saw that. That's so funny. I saw it on the brochure, but I didn't realize you had it on the banner too. Yeah, that's
Right.
fantastic. Thank you for that, by the way.
Oh,
A little
cool.
shameless plug doesn't hurt.
Well, and what we're realizing too, and Emily's excited to dive into this, is there's just so much that happens countywide with tourism, and we would love to find ways, even more so this year than ever, to say, hey, when there's a big event or exciting thing going on up at Indian Lake, how do we tie that into our restaurants and shops in Bell Fountain and in West Liberty? And when West Liberty has a big Labor Day festival, how do we try to get folks to realize there's more here than just one thing? How do you come for a weekend and experience all of it?
Yeah, that's really good. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to take a minute to talk to Margaret. In the meantime, Emily, I want you to think about, and Ben, don't go off yet, but Emily, be thinking about some of the activities that are going on around Logan County that you can talk about after we talk to Margaret. So Ben, why don't you introduce Margaret for me?
I'd love to. So Margaret Piatt is a tourism guru for us in Logan County. We are so fortunate to have her experience and her engagement with us. So Margaret and her family own the Piatt Castle in West Liberty, and she is just a champion for tourism. She loves the history of it. She loves understanding the background of what has brought us to where we are today. And she has a fabulous way to showcase that through the Piatt Castle. And getting close to opening day now for the castle. So I wanted to bring her on this morning to have her talk a little bit more about what the schedule is looking like for Piatt Castle for the year.
I don't know about you, Ben, but every little girl dreams to be a fairy princess or just to be a princess. And a castle is a very romantic thing. So Margaret, tell us about your castle.
Well, thank you very much. And thanks for that nice introduction, Ben. First of all, Piatt Castle, Macacheek is a place where I did grow up and I live there again. So we can work out any princess fantasy we want. In fact, when we went to face masks, one of our employees' mothers made one for me with castles and princesses on it. I thought of you immediately because I knew you'd like that. We are about to open for the season in another month. We are open in the spring on weekends only, starting April 17th, and we're open from 10 until 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. Then beginning Memorial Day weekend, which this year starts on May 29th, we are open 7 days a week from 10 until 5. and that continues through Labor Day, which this year is September 6th. And then the next Saturday, the 7th of September through October 31st, we're back to the weekend schedule from 10 to 4. So those are our hours. What we offer is a facilitated self-guided tour. And we are so delighted with this because it means that we greet visitors, we help them feel relaxed and comfortable, we give them direction, and they really have freedom to explore the exhibits and the collections and the activities on their own. And yet our staff continues to check in with them, answer questions, engage them in conversation. So we have found that it gives people direction and also freedom. There's also wonderful grounds around the property with outdoor exhibits and benches. And last summer, I think we had people stay there longer than we've ever had them stay before. It's a beautiful setting, surrounded by woods and fields and pastures. And so it's really tranquil. Piatt Castle is a private museum, as Ben said, and as you acknowledged, and it's been open to the public since 1912. One of our biggest projects this year has been to bring in a group of scholars and other interpretive specialists to analyze what we call our cabinet of curiosities. It has been there since 1916, filled with all kinds of objects related to local history, ancient history, more modern times. We are producing a series of visitor guides to this cabinet. One will be on location so people can learn more about objects in it. We are also producing one for sale, which will have articles by different scholars and interesting perspectives. And then we're also having a free one that we'll give out to children and families, which is a scavenger hunt that help them explore it in a fun way. So we've been very busy working on that. The guide for the site itself will be ready in late May. We are having a free panel discussion on May 23rd after hours with all of these different scholars who helped work on it. But even more important, I should say that we have a free activity on May 21st. May 21st is a Friday. We're not normally open that day, but it happens to be the 200th year since Abram Piatt was born. So we are going to give free admission to his home between the hours of 3 and 6. At that time, we'll be helping people discover more about his impact, not only on that place, but the whole county. Active as a farmer in the Grange, Civil War soldier, publisher of a newspaper, interesting fellow. And we are working collaboratively with the West Liberty Business Association, and we will have a farm fair during those hours too. Now, that is made possible. This free day and this wonderful set of new exhibit guides is made possible because we work with a nonprofit organization called the Macacheek Foundation for the Humanities. So the Castles is private, but the nonprofit foundation totally survives on grants, donations, memberships, and it is committed to interactive education. We've done all kinds of things with schools and youth groups, and so I really want people to be excited about that and to realize that that organization thriving has a lot to do with the future of Macacheek Castle. So we have several events. The two I just mentioned, a really big one happening on June 13th is a celebration of 4th of July customs throughout the 19th century. So we try to take an historical topic, let people explore how different things were in the past, but also how much they are the same, and then really have a good time doing that. So that is going to include music and demonstrations, the reading of the Declaration of Independence, which was always done in small towns, our own version of 19th century fireworks, which don't have, they just have a pop, but it's not made with smoke. All right? And it will be a really fun day. And again, those activities will be free because of the nonprofit foundation. And that can only happen if people support it. So those are the spring and summer events coming up in addition to the new visitors guides.
So how about a website? Do you have some way that people can look up information and
we do
make a reservation?
Our website is www.piattcastle.org. So piattcastle.org. And we will be updating all of these events very soon. And plus we already have updated our hours of when we're open. And it tells a little bit of the history of the museum and just what they can do there. So that's always a good place to check. Our official phone number is 937-465-2821. And my email is margaret@piattcastle.org. So those are all good ways to get in touch with us.
Well, and I think it's important to note that we will get those on our community calendar as well as Logan County Chamber of Commerce or Logan County Visitors website, which is experiencelogancounty.com, correct?
That's right. You got it.
Okay. And that's another place where you can find out these events, which I think is really cool. I mean, yeah, the whole princess thing. I'm totally down. I'll grab my tiara for sure. For sure.
You bring your tiara and I'll help you discover what else we have besides that fantasy.
No, I love this cabinet of curiosities. I just think that is so very interesting. And it's too bad one of these national shows doesn't pick it up and feature it. I think that would be fantastic for you.
Well, maybe it can.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thanks, Margaret, for filling us in on what's going on at Piatt Castle. All right, let's go back over to the Logan County Chamber and the tourism. Emily, you're on the spot. Your first thing here. You get to tell us what's going on in and around Logan County besides what was going on at Piatt Castle.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of stuff coming up in April, especially that first weekend. We have our Easter extravaganza here in Bell Fountain. It's going to be a scavenger hunt that the kids can do, going around to the different businesses downtown. Once they complete their scavenger hunt, they can get a goodie bag. And then there will also be pictures with the Easter Bunny available. So that's always fun.
That's on the 2nd, Friday, April 2nd.
And then Indian Lake on April 3rd has their Cabin Fever Steak Fry, which is a steak fry dinner supporting the fireworks that go on at the lake. They're talking about being the largest display in Ohio this year, so that's really exciting.
Wow.
And then also coming up, we have the Holland Theater starting April 29th is going to be having movie nights every other Thursday. They also just celebrated their 90th birthday, so that's kind of exciting. We have the Caverns, Ohio Caverns just opened up. They opened up last week, so they're up and running and excited to get people in there. And Marmon Valley Farms is open with horseback riding. Coming up in May, the first Friday in May, we have our Spring Fling event, which is just going to be a giant carnival with lots of games and a zip line. So exciting things going on.
And how do we find that information once again?
You can go check out our website, experiencelogancounty.com. It'll all be on our calendar.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking some time today. And I do want to remind people the chamber is there, especially if you're a business or if you need any kind of connections with Logan County, and make sure you get out and enjoy these very unique locations like the Piatt Castles that are only in Logan County. I think it's fantastic. So thank you guys for your time today.
Hey, thanks so much, Angie. Really appreciate it.